This is really stupid. I've never done anything like this before. And I don't want to give the precedent that this is a somber video because it's actually quite the opposite. So today's the last day of 2020. It's December 31st, 2020. And without a doubt, this was a very shitty year for a lot of different reasons and for a lot of different people. But for me, I took a lot of positives out of 2020. In fact, personally, I probably had a better year than I've had in 2018 or 2019 for that matter. And I'm just going to kind of share, what my 2020 was like and my goals heading into 2021 and beyond. 2020 for me, it wasn't so bad in the fact that I was so devastated, by the coronavirus. I'm a college student, so I'm not a dependent. I don't struggle for a whole lot, and I'm very grateful for that. I have a very supportive family around me, and I live in the great state of Vermont, and as a whole, we have done extremely well with this pandemic, and as a result, our state is a little bit more open compared to a lot of other different places. My 2020 got off to a great start. I was in Sacramento, California for New Year's Day. I got to see some family out there, went to a couple Kings games. My cousin Ben and I, we got on the Jumbotron. We saw a couple of amazing basketball games. We saw a JJ Redick buzzer beater. That was pretty cool. And Lonzo Ball is not a good basketball player when you see him in person. The worst thing that happened on that trip was that the Patriots dynasty ended. Tom Brady threw a pick six to end the Patriots dynasty. The first, really crummy moment, we were all memeing about this World War III shit. I was actually really concerned at the time. I was like, when I graduate college, am I actually going to be going to war? That actually thought kind of crossed my mind, and I was a little concerned about that at first. One of those where were you when moments happened in late January, and it was when Kobe died. I remember specifically this sequence because my roommate, who's also big sports guys, he walks in to my bedroom and he says, "Jack, you know Kobe?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know Kobe." "Well, Kobe's dead." What? I immediately thought that, okay, well, there's two Kobes. Kobe Bryant's not dead. Kobe Bryant doesn't die. Kobe who? Kobe who? And my roommate's like, "Kobe Bryant." And I'm like, "The basketball player?" Because I'm thinking, oh, there's definitely a second Kobe Bryant who's like a singer, pop star, something like that. And he's like, "No, Kobe Bryant, the basketball player, the Lakers legend." I'm like, I know who Kobe Bryant is. Obviously, I know who Kobe is. Kobe's not dead. Kobe doesn't die. He's Kobe Bryant. There's no way he's dead. I remember sitting at my desk, Googling Kobe Bryant, and the TMZ story was there. I was on a headset with my friends from back home, and I was like, "Yo, guys, Kobe's dead." NBC came out with it. Fox came out with it. And when Woj tweeted it, it was like, oh my God. And it was just one of those where were you moments. And I remember exactly where I was. It was a Sunday afternoon. But 2020 for me continued to be positive. I was named basketball beat reporter for Q30 Sports, which meant I love covering sports. And for me to be able to cover men's basketball for a Division I school was kind of like a dream come. And I continue to do that to this day, and I have a ton of fun doing it. I continue to push in my student media career. My co-host Steve McAvoy and I on the Mac and Main show, we were named WQAQ's best sports program once again. Then February came around. I was getting ready to be on TV for Bobcat Breakdown. The news broke that Mookie Betts had just been traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers. And for a couple of weeks leading up to this, we all knew that Mookie was probably going to get traded. But then we heard the details of the trade, and it just sounded so bad for the Red Sox. What the hell did the Red Sox just do? And I got that moment on film as well. Scrub outfielder. He had half a season in the bigs. Hit like what?
I always put it on the floor, and I always knock it down.
Bruins.
Less than a month later, coronavirus started to shut the country down. School was really hard to end the year. Also in the spring, I met a girl who helped me redevelop my passion for running. Running was a huge passion of mine in high school. I ran track, I ran cross country. And then I just kind of let myself fall out of it after, there really wasn't anything for me to be competitive in. She helped me get back on that track, and now I'm back to, running 3 or 4 times a week. And the virus started to die off, which meant I could go and see my friends. I started vlogging, and that kind of like sparked my passion for it. I can do this. I know how to edit. I have cameras. I can do this. I know what I can do. Shortly after that, I invested in my first Canon, got a microphone, got a tripod, and now this is the setup that I'm currently using right now, and I have loved every single second of it. I think it's so unique, and it's so cool that I have the ability to go out there, shoot, not be worried about what I post, because I know that everything I post, I truly am passionate about, and I think is going to be entertaining for the YouTube audience. We started golfing and vlogging our golf trips, and we're all so bad at golf, except for a couple of us, that it's comical to just go back and watch us just be so bad at golf. I went vegetarian for a couple of months in 2020 as well, which led to me having some stomach problems. I'm no longer a vegetarian, but if you want to lose a lot of weight really quickly, become a vegetarian. Summer came around and we slowly got out of lockdown. The restaurants opened back up, stores started to open back up, and we went boating a lot with my friend Kyle.
You're gonna float.
Safety first.
I had another great summer working at the Lake Champlain Yacht Club. I was named head steward, stepped into my first management position ever at the age of 20, and that was a ton of fun. As summer wrapped up, we headed into our next semester at Quinnipiac University. I got COVID tested for the first time ever, came back negative. I drove down to Connecticut the very last day of August, moved in with my good friend Eric Kerr, who's also a YouTuber slash rapper. I don't really know what he wants to call himself.
I can't even eat turkey.
Also a journalism student, so we have a lot in common, and I have loved living with him, ever since he and I started boarding up together. Fall 2020 was a great semester for me. I was named show programming manager at WQAQ. I was named an executive producer of Bobcat Breakdown. I was being on camera. I was doing my podcast, doing my radio show at WQAQ, and I was having a ton of fun doing it too. Like, it wasn't like it felt like a job for me. Like, everything that I do it because I'm passionate about it, and that continued into my schoolwork. But then all that got shut down again in the very end of October when somebody tested positive for COVID-19 in that student media hub. I was shipped off to quarantine housing for 2 weeks, then moved to a hotel. We were doing so well with the virus. We were doing so well, and then all of a sudden, damn, it went to hell because of a couple of Halloween parties that fraternities threw, and we all got sent home early because the school couldn't control the outbreaks. At least I never tested positive for it, and I never felt sick. So on October 30th, I said goodbye to my roommates, thinking I would see them again in 2 weeks, and then I have not seen them since. The fall continued to move along. I decided to come home 2 weeks early, do the rest of my classes here at my desk like I was doing in the spring. I continued to run. I was able to be home with just me and my parents. My brother came home for Thanksgiving break, and we've all been home since, just kind of chilling out. I see my friends every now and again. There is currently a stay-at-home order for us here in Vermont. As a collective group, everybody kind of had a down year. For me personally, I feel like I had a year where I hit a lot of milestones, and a year where I have set myself up for success moving forward. 2021 for me, I have even bigger goals, I have even bigger dreams, and I want to hit them, and I'm gonna take you guys along there with me. So I'm gonna continue to work hard to produce entertaining and fun content while continuing to progress my career. So without further ado, that's really gonna wrap up the video. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment your favorite animal. We're gonna open up 2021 with a bang. My friends and I, we just filmed a video where we broke a Guinness World Record. You are not going to want to miss that. And so if you don't want to miss it, you like and you subscribe and you turn on those post notifications so that you get notified when we drop our world record video. You are not going to want to miss it. 2021, we're coming in hot, we're coming in better, and we will continue to produce the most entertaining content here in the greater Northeast region. Hope everyone out there stays positive and you are living the dream. Peace out.
2020, how about you go and fuck yourself? You're the worst year of all time. Go and pick on someone else.